Hey everybody, old Captain here, and this is just hilarious. This came up and I had to tell you about because there's an economic lesson at the end. But let me tell you a little story first. Many of you know my story about when I did speed dating. I was back in like the single digits of 2000. And old Captain is like, I'll give it a shot. What the hell? The odds look good. And so I went through, and there's 16 girls, 16 guys, and then afterwards they're socializing and all that other stuff. And I ended up talking to, like, I think it was even 2 or 3 girls, and they said, well, we're not really here for dating. I'm like, well, then what are you here for? And like, oh, well, we know the guy who runs the speed dating service, and he always has more men than women. And what he does is he has us show up, and we get, like, free drinks and crap, you know, and, well, she's married, and this gal, she's already got a boyfriend, this gal just ain't interested. Well, it turned out of the 16 girls there was really only like 12 that were actually looking for men to date. And what I ended up calling this was called Fractional Reserve Dating. It's like fractional reserve banking, where it's like, yeah, we've deposited your money, but we've lent it all out. In other words, there's only a fraction of the actual dollars in circulation backing up everybody's deposits. Well, riddle me this, riddle me that, Batman, because here it is. The most hilarious revelation about the Ashley Madison hack yet. Was Ashley Madison a website full of married guys who spent their time trying to hook up with bots and or other guys whom they thought were women? Gizmodo has taken a look at some of the leaked data about the website and has found that the reality is like a science fictional future where every woman on Earth is dead and some Dilbert-like engineer has replaced them with badly designed robots. Gizmodo took a look at the female profiles on the site and discovered that most were never used at all after they were created. In fact, the site estimates that roughly 12,000 of the 5.5 million registered female accounts were actually used by women on a regular basis. It's like zero. Nobody. Gizmodo used a lot of smart detective work to come up with this estimate, including looking at IP addresses that create a suspiciously large number of women's profiles. But here's the really amazing thing. When Gizmodo went to see how many Ashley Madison users checked messages they've received from other users, the website found a hilarious disparity that showed the ratio of men checking messages to women checking messages was 13,585 to 1. And I thought the speed dating thing was a racket. Overall, the picture is grim indeed. Out of 5.5 million female accounts, roughly 0% had ever shown any kind of activity at all after the day they were created. The men's accounts tell the story of a lively engagement with the site, with over 20 million hopefully looking for the inboxes and over 10 million initiating chats. All right, 2 things. 1, online dating still, in my humble opinion, beats out the nightclub anytime. If you go Plenty of Fish and all that. And yes, you are going to be facing fractional reserve dating. Maybe not to the level of 1 out of 14,000. Maybe it's not that bad. But it's bad. You got to look out for the bots and everything like that. But the larger economic point that you boys need to understand, that no matter what feminists say, no matter what comes out of girls' mouth, women do not demand sex as much as men. I'm going to say it again and this is only more mathematical, empirical, economic proof of that. Women are not programmed to like sex as much as men. Now, women like wealth and material items and trinket and the attentions. They love the attentions way more than men, but that's the exchange. You got to give them wealth, attention, currency, status, money, stuff like that, and they will give you sex. This exchange has been going on since the beginning of time. And it's not going to change anytime soon because it's hardwired. But this should debunk it. It's already debunked. It should debunk it. But the fact that there is 14,000 to 1, or fractional reserve dating in favor of the women, or the fact that prostitution predominantly goes where the men pay and the women provide. Guys, women do not like sex as much as you. They just don't. And there's some pretty good reasons for that. You may say, well, that's unfair. And no, what's unfair is when women say, we just like sex as much as men, and we're equal, we're just like men. I mean, that's unfair. But what is fair, when before you get too angry about it, it has to be programmed this way. It has to be a balance. Because if women like sex as much as men, you know what would happen to the population? We'd spike, we'd eat up all the food, we'd be dead. Long time ago. Okay, so there's this balance. Women want resources, women want attention, they want status, men want sex. And it is an exchange that keeps things in control or balance. It keeps our population from skyrocketing and going out of control. So just want to point that out. That'll be your economics lesson for the day. And remember, all my videos I'm going to be uploading also on Daily Motion in anticipation of YouTube having their strikes against us because he doesn't say the right things. Best of luck. Toodles.